The road to Hollowridge stretched endlessly beneath a pale, dying sky. Wind whispered through brittle grass, carrying the faint scent of rust and rain. Every step echoed louder than it should have, as if the land itself were hollow. Rows of wooden houses slouched against time, their shutters breathing with the wind. No lights burned behind the cracked glass. No footprints marked the dirt road. A single church bell swayed in the distance. Dong. 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 Though no one pulled the rope, the traveler stopped. He wasn't sure when he had started walking or where the road had first begun. All he knew was the town's name, whispered once in a dream. Hollowridge. He passed a general store. Shelves inside were lined with empty jars, all labeled with fading handwriting. Rain, October 17. Silence, February 3rd. Regret, December 12. The air trembled. Something unseen moved between the buildings. Not a shadow, not an animal, but an absence. The traveler felt watched by the vacancy itself. He turned toward the church. The doors were open. Inside, the pews were filled with dust, thick, heavy, untouched. And yet, indentations lingered where bodies might have once knelt. Above, the bell continued to swing. No rope, no motion, but still it rang. Dong, dong, dong. Each toll felt slower, deeper, older, as if time itself was following its rhythm. At the far end of town stood a farmhouse, a crooked silhouette against the horizon. The fields around it were dead, stalks frozen in their final sway. A weather vane creaked, pointing nowhere. The traveler stepped inside. The air was stale, unmoving, thick with the scent of candle wax long melted away. He brushed against the wallpaper. The pattern was of vines wrapping around windows. When his hand pulled away, the vines on the wall seemed to move slightly, tightening. In the corner stood a grandfather clock. Its pendulum hung still, but its hands were moving, backward. The traveler stared. The second hand ticked counter to the heartbeat in his chest, and then silence. The clock stopped completely, and the air exhaled. Outside, the bell began again, but now it sounded closer. Each toll came not from the church, but from within the walls. He turned to leave. The door was gone, and its place, a mirror. It reflected the same room, but brighter, alive, dust replaced by light, the clock ticking forward again, and in the mirror, he saw himself standing at the doorway just as before, only this time he was smiling. The reflection raised a hand and waved. A heartbeat later, the traveler's head filled with the sound of 100 overlapping bells, shrill, metallic, drowning everything. The mirror cracked, darkness spilled out, thick as tar, and the house inhaled. When the traveler blinked, he was outside again, standing at the town's entrance. The road stretched endlessly beneath a pale, dying sky. He tried to run. The fields, the church, the houses all blurred into one another, melting and reforming as he moved. Every turn brought him back to the same square, the same bell, the same slanted shadows. He clawed at his memory. Had he arrived today? Yesterday? How many times had he seen that bell swing without wind? He screamed silently, but no sound came, only the echo of the bell matching his heartbeat now. Dong, dong, dong. The sky began to peel, like wet paper tearing to reveal another beneath, and beneath it, another Hollowridge, each layer darker, emptier, quieter. He stumbled backward and fell into the ground that wasn't solid anymore. He fell through time, past fading suns, wilted moons, and dust-filled churches. And each time he landed, the same scene returned. The road, the wind, the empty town. And the sound of bells. In one loop, the church was whole. In the next, it was ashes. In the next, the bell was silent until he breathed. Then it began again. He found the farmhouse once more. The mirror waited for him. This time, he didn't resist. He placed his hand upon it. The surface was warm, pulsing, almost alive. From within, the reflection smiled wider, cracks spreading across its face like a porcelain mask splitting open. From the cracks seeped light, blinding, golden, holy, and wrong. It filled the room, it filled him, and for the briefest second he remembered. He had always lived here. He had always walked this road. He had always been the one who rang the bell. The light collapsed. The mirror shattered inward. When the world returned, the traveler stood at the entrance of Hollowridge. The road stretched endlessly beneath a pale, dying sky. Wind whispered through brittle grass, carrying the faint scent of rust and rain. From somewhere deep within the town, the church bell began to ring. Dong, dong, dong. He took a step forward. The cycle began again. Forever.